ನನ್ಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀಯ ಇವಾಗ?
Hello students, good evening. Yes, good evening students. So all of you can hear me? Yes or no? So we'll start a session now. Yes, Vijay, good. Good evening, Haripriya. So say whether I'm audible or not. So audible only. Okay. So I'm ending the poll. Yes, audible. Okay. So let's start this session. Yes. So we'll be discussing yesterday's paper. Yesterday's paper we conducted. So that is a JEE means, isn't it? So this is the code that they given, the paper code. So we'll be discussing that paper. All right. So and I'll also let you know how we can able to solve in 1 hour, isn't it? So these are the things we can do in today's class. What is the agenda of the today? So let's do this paper discussion. Okay. So today's paper discussion we can do about this paper. So what you can do, you know that the mathematics paper consists of 25 questions in JE, isn't it? So out of these 25, you know that the 20 are the MCQs, and these 5 are the multiple choice based questions will be there. Like it's a numerical based, right? So fill in the blanks. Okay. Or you can say this is the numerical. So this numerically based question. Okay. So like in the, let's say you are in the actual examination. In the actual examination, so 3 papers will be there, isn't it? At a time. So as 3 subject papers will be there, like that is a PCM. And so there is no restriction that you can switch anywhere. Either physics, chemistry, maths, you can start and you can keep switching between any of the subjects. Okay. And together you'll be solving. Together it's a 3 hour. Correct. So out of these 3 hour, so it is not necessary that you have to give 1 hour maths, 1 hour chemistry, 1 hour physics. Not like that. So wherever you can switch in any of these direction and you can solve it. All right. So now let's consider that in mathematics we have some limited time period. We can fix that for 1 hour, but it can extend to 1 to 1.5 hour also, isn't it? Because there's a little calculation will be there. So when compared to chemistry can take some less time, and physics also more time is required. 1 hour 50 minutes like that. So approximately 1 hour you take like here. But without, so there will be some students who like so the first question that appears in physics. Okay, and the next question appears, and after solving these all 25 questions, you'll go to chemistry. So 1 to 25 again you solve, and next you'll go to maths. So in the end, and by that time he'll be done with 1 to 2 questions. The time's up, and so the paper will get submitted automatically. You did not see any of the last questions here, isn't it? This question is not seen, not seen at all. So whether it is easy, whether it is difficult, it is not seen. The time that you spent in the first few questions actually consumed a lot of time. And in the mathematics, some of the questions which are easy, you did not see at all. So that things will happen. And you know that the weightage is one and the same for all the questions, all the subjects. So like that's why you can attempt the easy questions first. Physics easy question, chemistry easy question, and maths easy question, and then you can go to the next level of questions like this. Here also we'll do the same thing. So what you'll do, you need to practice all of this. That identify the easy questions. All right. So identify easy questions. So that in the 25 questions, identify which are easy, solvable, and that you solve it first. Okay. And then you can go for the next moderate level, and some of the like a lengthy one, which are solvable, but it's a bit lengthy. It will consume some time, so that also can be done. And the last one, you can review what are the other questions which are left out one. That you can keep it in the end, and you can try that one. If you get, you'll get it. If you do not get, you do not get it. That's all. But you'll be satisfied that you solved at least almost all the easy questions. Only the difficult ones you are left out. But it should not be the case like you are stuck with the difficult level question and you left the easy ones, isn't it? That should not be the case. Okay. So in the examination, keep that in mind. All right. So some of the questions we'll discuss. So like I'll go in the same order. So what you can do first, one thing is solve here, right? So this question, by reading it, so just by reading it, you can say, so whether this question is can we attempt or not? Okay. So take some 30 seconds and just read, can we attempt? If we can attempt, just attempt it here only and solve it immediately. Otherwise, we can go for skipping this option, the last, and we can come back this question later. Okay. So there is a time limit. Just keep that time limit in your mind when solving a question. What about this question? Is it solvable or not? It's a sets related content. What does it say? Just read once. It does not take much time. If A and B are the two sets containing the elements 3 and 6. Very small number, right? So 3 and 6 are the set elements. The number of elements in set A is 3. Number of elements in set B is 6. So the given number is very simple number. So what can the minimum number of A union be? So what is this n of A union B? They're asking. So this need to be asked. The minimum and the maximum value. This because this does not, we do not know what is the minimum. So what is the maximum value? So this need to be found. Okay. Minimum and maximum of n of union. So then, can we solve this question? Solvable, very good, JWL. So this is solvable. Then we'll do immediately. We'll solve this immediately here itself. Okay, no need to skip this question. So because we got this luckily, one easy one, we'll solve it. Very good, Archana. That's the correct answer. Isn't it? So this can be visualized in a Venn diagram very easily instead of using any formula. So one of the case you can consider that. So this is n of A, right? Set A and set B. So A union B means it will contain all the terms that are in the A and B together. Okay. And you know that the set A contains 3 elements. Set B contains 6 elements. But there could be some elements in the intersection also. Isn't it? There could be some elements in the intersection also. But we do not know what is it. Okay. We do not know what is it. And if we keep some elements which are in the intersection, let's say one element is in the intersection, it means, so we have to write here 2 and we have to write here 5. So then only we can say that n of B is actually 6 and n of A is 3. Isn't it? 2 plus 1, 3, 5 plus 1, 6. So this is the case. Okay. So let's keep the entire A in this intersection 3 here itself. So there is no element which are so outside this intersection. So in that case, what will happen? So here this becomes 3. So 3 and 3 is there, isn't it? So what is the union of these two? So what is the number of elements that are present in A union B? Just add all of this. What you'll get? It is 6 only. It is actually 6 itself. Very good. And next, so consider that there is no intersection at all. Okay. So here it is 3 and here it is 6. The set A is 3, set B is 6. In that case, what will happen? What is the union of these two sets? 6 and 9, very good. So it has to be A union B. So here we got 9. So now it is clear. So these are the only two cases, the minimum and the maximum value that we can get. So our answer has to be option A. So which says the minimum is 6 and the maximum is 9. Option A is the right answer. So did you solve in the examination this question? Solvable, isn't it? See how much time it took. Less than a minute, less than 1 minute, and you will end up getting 4 marks easily. Yes. So for this question, only to skip. What about this? So next, we'll go to the next question. So we'll solve the easy questions first, and next we can come back. Now think about this question and what it says. If it is solvable, you solve right here. If it is not, then we'll move forward. So that depends on how the students will answer. Yes. It's a quadratic equation whose roots are given. The two roots are been given. The roots are cosecant square theta and secant square theta. So what is the quadratic equation? So do you know any idea about quadratic equation? The quadratic equation, that is ax square plus bx plus c. Or in very simple way, we can say that x square minus of sum of the roots, isn't it, into x plus product of the roots. So this is equal to 0. So this also, like this also you can consider. Many ways you can consider. There is no nothing in that. Now tell me, is it solvable or not? So they're given two solvable only, very good. So they're given two roots, that is alpha and beta. That's all. That is very simple one. So they're given the two roots. Very good, Suri, correct. That is. Keep answering. So what we can take? The two roots, right? Alpha and beta, the sum of the roots and product of the roots has been given. And using that, you need to identify which of the following things are there. All right. So let's try. The sum of the roots, for example, alpha plus beta. So we can write it as cosecant square theta plus secant square theta, isn't it? And the product of the roots, that is alpha and beta, as a cosecant theta into secant square theta. Correct. We just have to simplify this. Try what we'll get. Let's see. So let's consider this sum of the roots. We do not know what we'll get, but we'll give a try, isn't it? Cosecant square plus secant square. What we can write? So 1 by sine theta, isn't it? 1 by sine square theta plus 1 by cos square theta. So this is nothing but sine square theta plus cos square theta, isn't it? So divided by sine square theta and cos square theta. So this is what we'll get. And again, here, this is nothing but 1 by the reciprocal, isn't it? So this is the equation that we'll get. Correct, very good, sorry. So minus b and c are equal. So this is what we'll get. So this one is same as saying, so 1 by Sine square theta and cos square theta. And that is also same as saying cosecant square theta and secant square theta, isn't it? So now you can compare the sum of the roots and the product of the roots, both one and the same. So that is alpha plus beta. That must be same as alpha beta. The sum of the roots and product of the roots, both are one and the same. And which of the following will satisfy? This much is enough, right? To say our answer. Which one will satisfy? The sum of the roots and product of the roots are one and the same. Out of the given option, then which of the following is right then? See here, the product of the roots is 3, the sum of the root is 3. So this is not the correct answer. And here it is 10 and 5, not correct. And here it is minus 5 and this is 5. Okay, so this is not also correct. And the only option left out is, so this one, the product of the roots is 5. The sum of the roots is 5. All right. So this is what the answer is. See, you need to understand the general formula here. So there is a negative sign already involved here. Correct. The only option is option D. The other options are incorrect. The sum of the roots and product of the roots should be same. So in that case, option D is the right answer. Correct. So always remember that in this multiple choice questions, it is not necessary that we have to solve each and everything and we'll get an answer. The answer is right here. These are the answers only, right? So these are the right answers. So among these given options, so which one is the answer? You just have to identify. You are not solving it. You just have to identify. Identify. Along with the correct answer, they given other 3 incorrect answers. Just eliminate the 3 incorrect and choose the right one. So the first 2 questions were solvable in this test, and we did not take much time, isn't it? So we solved it in an easy way. What about this one? So are you scared of this logarithm? So log of 2 times of log x to the base 10 minus log 0.01 to the base x. And they're given the condition that x to the x is a positive 1. So then they're asking what they're asking. They're asking the minimum value of this expression. Okay, we're not very scared. So this logarithmic term, and so there's so many students are actually scared of this log term. So there's a thing that, so like if you're solving the log questions, either you do not get any answer, so like a blank, or you end up getting a wrong answer. That's why the students will actually have a low confidence in solving such questions, isn't it? In that cases you can skip, but actually this is not a very big expression. Okay, so this is for me also it is actually a moderate one, but still it is solvable. It can be solved in a, like first question we solved, second question we solved. In the third question, we can go in that flow only. So we can try this here itself. It is not too lengthy, because if it is something very big, I would have skipped this and then go to the fourth one. But here it is not like that. Okay, like if you apply just a little concept, you will get it. So it is not that difficult. I'll tell you how. See, so there is a 2 logarithm x to the base 10. Okay, so minus. Again, there is a logarithm, but here it is a 0.01. So can we write that one as in terms of x 10 only? So 10 to the power minus 2, I can write like this, isn't it? To the base x. Correct or not? So and then, so using one of the log property, I can write this minus 2 on this side. Can I write like that? And the minus of minus becomes plus, and I'll write 2 here. 2 log of 10 to the base. Isn't it correct? Up to here, did you understand? So now I can take this 2 as a common factor. So I'll get log x to the base 10 plus log 10 to the base x. So this much is enough, I think, to solve. Okay, the expression what I got here. So this much is enough. See, there is something 2 here. Correct, the number 2 multiplied with, so there is some term here. Okay, and you're substituting the x value to be the positive one. And you know that the logarithm is always positive. And in the end, you'll get some number. So what you can identify here? So there is a log x to the base 10 and there is one more log 10 to the base x. Don't you think that these two are reciprocal of each other? So these two, isn't it the reciprocal of each other? Do you know that property? So log x to the base 10 is, or you can say like in a general way. So log a to the base b is same as saying 1 by log b to the base. So what I want to say here is, so these two are reciprocal of each other. Okay. So if I call one to be an x, other will be 1 by x. So that's what the meaning is. Okay. If the log x, if I call this one as an x, other one will be 1 by x. Or if I call that one as a t, other one will be 1 by t. So that's what the meaning. So what is the minimum value of this expression? Just tell me this value. So if there is a t plus 1 by t, what is the minimum value? Minimum positive value. We know that the log is always positive, so hence that's why. So this is a positive only. This is positive, this is positive. What is the minimum value that it can take? Can be answered very easily. This is an algebraic question. It's not logarithmic. So t plus 1 by t. So this is actually always the minimum, the value it can take. So can t be 0? Like if you take the 0, 0 plus 1 by 0 it becomes. Like it is not different, right? The entire expression is not different. And for example, if you take 1 or any other number, so 1, let's take 1 plus 1 by 1. So this number you'll getting 2. Is there any value that you'll get less than 2? For example, like 0.1, if you take 0.1 plus 1 by 0.1, this will be large number, right? Other part will be large number. 0.1 plus 10 it becomes, like it is 10.1, greater than 2. So like this, you can actually answer in a very easily. So the minimum, the value it can take is actually 2 itself. Okay. So this is always greater than or equal to 2. All right. So for all values of x, that is always a positive, greater than 0. For all values of t, that is greater than 0. This kind of expression, the minimum value it can take is 2. So like that, this is. Okay. So like that, this expression is. So I can say this is the 2 value it can take. Minimum. So hence I can say the answer is 4. Did you get it? So this logarithmic, it is not actually, this is not about logarithmic. This is about algebra. Okay. This is about the algebraic only. Solvable, this is also for me. Like if you ask, no need to skip. So it did not take much time. Another 1 or 2 minutes only, less than that. We'll get an answer here. And see, it is not much very big steps also. The moment when you come here itself, no, in this step only, the students will answer it. So this much is enough. No need of the other property, even this property, not required. The moment you come here, you know that this is reciprocal, the minimum is 2, hence you'll say that 4 is the right answer, option C. Right? So option C, that was the previous one. What about this? Easy or moderate one, this one. So there is a fourth question. Let's read it out, all of it together, let's read it out. So there's a coordinate, the points has been given A, B, C. So minus 1, comma 5, 0, comma 0, 2, comma 2. Isn't it? This is the coordinate points, very simple points. So we can visualize this one in a graph also. So minus 1, comma 5. So this is point A. Minus 1, comma 5. And we have a origin 0. So that 0 is actually point B. 0, comma 0. And we have another point 2, comma 2. So that is C, 2, comma 2. So what we can do with these 3 points, let's see. So respectively they're given, and then they're asking there is another point D, there is a middle point of BC. So can we able to find the midpoint of these 2 points? What is the midpoint? Can you tell me the point D? So if I join this line B and C, okay, there is a midpoint D here. So can you tell me that midpoint? What is the point? 1, 1, very good. So you should not do any much calculation here. Very good, Archana. So it is as simple as saying, so this expression, what you got here, you can directly say it is 1, 1. It is very simple. That is 0 plus 2 by 2, comma 0 plus 2 by 2. So that is an expression. So that's why you'll get 1, 1. Yes. So we have this point D also, which is a midpoint. So now what they are asking, find the equation, then the equation perpendicular drawn from B to the line AD. Okay. So there is a line here. All right. So let's draw the line. AD line is there. And so we need to find one more equation which is perpendicular. Okay. Like in this diagram, it is looking perpendicular, but may not be the case. So maybe it will look like this, the perpendicular line, isn't it? So this one we need to find out. So this expression need to be found. That's the equation of the line. So actually, so before finding this equation, can we able to find the equation of this line easily? The line AD can be found easily because we have 2 points here, isn't it? The line AD can be found, and then later the perpendicular we can apply and we can find out. How do we find this line AD? We have 2 points. Just use the 2-point formula. Okay. So now I need to recall that 2-point equation. 2.4, that is x minus x1 divided by x2 minus x1, isn't it? So that is equal to y minus y1 by y2 minus y1. You can use this relation and you definitely will get a right answer here. You can take any one as x1 and x2, then you will get this equation. So, right. -1, you'll get y minus 1 divided by, so y2 minus y1. Isn't it? Is it correct? So we'll get 4x minus 4 is equal to minus 2y plus 2. So we got one expression here, isn't it? So 4x plus 2y minus 6 is equal to 0. Or in other words, you can say that 2x plus y is equal to minus 3 is equal to 0. So this is actually the equation of the line AD. But we need another line which is perpendicular to AD, isn't it? This is not the final answer. So we need to find one more line which is perpendicular to AD. So you know this AD line, we got answer as 2x plus y minus 3 as 0. So what is the slope of this line? The slope of this line. This is the slope of the line, isn't it? The slope of this line. It is minus 2. The m is minus 2 here. So we need one more line which is perpendicular to AD. So that passes through the origin. So that's simple as that, isn't it? We need one more line which is perpendicular to AD and passing through the origin 0, 0. What it has to be? Very simple way. So the slope y is equal to, so we can write this point as m. The expression bm can be given by, so y is equal to m. M here is a perpendicular distance, right? So 1 by 2 you can take because the slope is perpendicular here. So 1 by 2 times of x, and we have an intercept as c. Since it passes through the origin, so this c is actually equal to 0 because it passes through the origin. So from here we can say that x minus 2y is equal to 0. So this is the equation of the line. So which of the following is right? Option C, very good. Archana, all of you told, isn't it? So this is also a solvable, not one high difficult one. I took some of the time to in explaining the question, but like if you are in the examination, it should not take much time. Just read it, solve it, you'll get it, the answer. Isn't it? Isn't it easy? This expression is also, this question is also easy one. Let's come to the next one. Yes, so we have something here. Z is equal to 1 plus t plus I square root of t square plus t plus 2. Okay, there is something big. What is this? A complex number has been given. Okay, the complex number has been given. Who does not like this complex number expression? Like the complex number has been given, and there's some, the t is a real parameter. We'll keep that in mind. And then the locus of the z in an Argand plane is what? The locus of the plane in an Argand plane is what? Is it a hyperbola? Is it straight line? Is it an ellipse? Or is it none of these? So in order to say anything as an hyperbola, you should know what is the general, how the hyperbola actually has been represented. Can we say the hyperbola is represented as x square? What is the general equation? X square by a square. So minus y square by b square is equal to 1. Is it correct? Hyperbola. How ellipse will be wrote? X square by a square plus y square by b square is equal to 1. Isn't it? A straight line, you know that y is equal to mx plus c. So these are the general way to express. And even I did not take, so one other factor can be considered here. H comma k also can be taken. Isn't it? So like if you know these things, so we can able to derive. Otherwise, it is not required to solve. You can skip it and later we can come back and think about it. What do you say? Shall we solve here only? Shall we solve? See this Z, like I'll tell you how we can solve. Like we need an expression, something what I given in the options. No? We need something that like that kind of an expression. Means x and y are required. So that's the reason. Let's consider this z to be equal to x plus iy, and from here we can take what is this x and what is this y, and then we can able to find out. We can eliminate that parameter t. Okay, or in or so what you can take? You can take the modulus of z, and then you can find out, or you can take the modulus of z, or and then you can able to find out. You can able to solve it. So there are two ways to do. In any way, both are one and the same only. Okay. So if we go with the first one, that is considering z to be equal to modulus of z, x plus iy. You know that, so this is x plus iy will be equal to 1 plus t, so plus I times of t square plus t, so plus 2, isn't it? So now comparing, so that the two complex number are equal. When can be they equal? They can be equal when the real parts and the imaginary parts, the corresponding imaginary parts are equal, isn't it? Here the real part is x. So equate x is equal to 1 plus t. And the imaginary part here is y. So equate that with square root of t square plus t plus 2. So this much is enough. Okay. The rest process is just a simplification process only. All right. The rest process is all about simplification, because from here, so we'll get an expression, we get an equation between x and y. So find out, we'll get an answer. Can we able to eliminate this t which is a parameter here? We can able to eliminate, right? We can write this one as y square is equal to what is, from here we can take t to be equal to x minus 1 and substitute here y square is equal to, we'll get x minus 1 whole square. So plus x minus 1 plus 2. So now So when we simplify this one, we may end up getting any one of these form, then we can able to tell what is our answer. Let's try. So we can simplify x square plus 1 minus 2x plus x. So plus x minus 1 plus 2. So what is that? Let's guess here. Even I don't know that. So I need to check that one. What is that? So from here we can write x square minus 3x. So plus 1 minus 1 you can get cancelled, get 2 here. So what kind of equation is, what kind of expression is this? Is it hyperbola, is it parabola, is it ellipse, is it straight line? So it cannot be straight line, so we can eliminate that one. Either hyperbola or parabola, it could be like none of these. So what do you think the answer is? Okay, minus x, correct. Not 3, so minus 6, right? So minus x and then plus, yeah. So we can make it, we can further simplify. Okay, we can further simplify and we'll tell that x square. So we'll make it 2x only here. So multiply with by 2 and 1 by 2 here. So making it a perfect square. So add 1 by 4 and subtract 1 by 4. And we'll get here something like this. So we can write this one as x minus 1 by 2 whole square, isn't it? X minus 2 1 by 2 whole square. So up to here. And then this is a 2 minus 1 by 4 can be written as 4 to the 8, 7 by 4. So this is y square. Like this will go. Okay. So like we done almost. We have done here. So I think you got an expression here. So this is plus 1. So we got an answer, right? See, y square minus x minus 1 by 2 whole square is equal to 7 by 4. So what is this? Or you can say y square divided by square root of 7 by 2 whole square. So minus x minus 1 by 2 whole square. So divided by square root of 7 by 2 whole square is equal to 1. So what is this equation? Hyperbola, right? So this is an hyperbola. It's in a vertical, that's all. So it's a hyperbola only. So like this we can answer. So this is an hyperbola answer. So option A is the right one. Did you all of you understood or not? So this one. Yeah. So it depends on the students. Like some of the students, if they do not find comfortable with the complex number thing, so for them it looks like a big one because there is a two concepts involved, right? The complex number and as well as this coordinate geometry. And the coordinate geometry, you should not forget. Then we mixing. What about this? So let's move the next one. The sum of sigma. Like, have you tried all of the questions that I explained? Right? In the examination, this has been done, right? So try this question. So shall we come back this one? So this summation 10 C. Then the two variables are there, I and j. Okay, so there are two variables are there, I and j. So it means like it's like a two summation. Okay, so now in such type of questions, like where it requires a lot of thinking, or it could be like you do not get any idea. In that case, you can actually skip this one. But we'll solve it. Okay, we'll learn in the end. So let's consider we are in the actual examination. So we have done 1 to 5 questions easily. So now we got one sixth one to be something different. In that case, In that case, we can skip. Okay, so shall we do? We can come back to this question later. So what about this? Yes. So we'll come back. So I'll tell you how much easy questions are there in this in this paper. So let's consider we have done 6 questions already. One has been skipped. Okay. What about this? Can we able to solve it or not? Just think about it. If you do not get any idea, we'll skip and we'll come back in the end. We'll solve the easy questions first. What about this one? So what you can say. Again, there is a complex number. So A and D are the two complex numbers. All right. So A and D are these two are the two complex numbers they given in such a way that there is a summation up to n plus 1 terms are there. What are the terms? So A C naught. Okay. Minus A plus B C1. So these are the terms. Can we able to solve this question here itself? Very good, Radhika. Here also, like here, you may get an idea, you may not get some idea. Okay, like if no students are answering, no students are replying, so I think that no idea for you are also getting. Okay, let's okay. So we can come back. So it's two students, two questions we are skipping it. We'll come back in the end again. Yeah, let's come to this question. So are you scared of this limits? The limits questions, or it could be like a greatest integer question. What about this one? The calculus part. So they got. Very good. So you can try this question or not. Easy one, very good, Vijay. So one student has an easy. So it means it's an easy one only. It's an easy one maybe. So let's consider. So what they given? There is a limit extending to 2 plus. See, this can be if you have very good concept in your mind. So they it actually require nothing calculated here. So 2 plus, right? So slightly greater than 2 as substituting. The right hand limit. Is it clear? So like if you imagine that in the number line, so there is a 2 here. Okay. There are other integers in the left hand side less than 2. And you're taking the values. The 2 plus is this one. So this is what the 2 plus means. What is 2 plus? The 2 plus point is this. A slightly greater than 2. So among all the integers, for example, if you take what is the 2 plus of the greatest integer, what do you think you'll get? Very good, Archana, correct. So 2 plus of the greatest integer means there are plenty of integers are there, right? On the left hand side. 0, 1, etc. So among all the integers, so which is greatest? Among all the integers, which is greatest? 2 is the greatest one, right? So hence we can say that the greatest integer of this 2 plus is 2, as simple as that. The greatest integer of 2 plus is 2. So this is a concept. So now let's come to the question. The question says, so there is a limit extending to 2 plus. We have an expression like x greatest integer whole cube, that is. All right. So I told you that we have a 2 plus sign. It means the greatest integer is 2. So I can say this one, the entire thing as what I can call this one as the 2 itself, right? The 2 cube by 3. I can write like this. So hence I'll get 8 by 3 here. So this is one part. And other one, there is a subtraction. So x by 3 whole cube is there. After applying the greatest integer, you need to apply whole cube. All right. So after applying the greatest integer, what does it mean? So we have x is tending to 2 plus and by 3 is there, isn't it? So what is the value that we'll get? So this is nothing but 0.66 number. 0.6 number slightly greater than, so I'll write plus sign. It means, so we have an integer 0 and we have a 0.66 number. All right, that is 2 by 3. And so we are taking a number slightly greater than that, that is 0.66 plus. So the point is right here. So what is the greatest integer of this 0.66 plus? Who can answer it? 0. Very good. So this is 0. See, among you should choose not the what, not 0.6 as an answer, because that's not an integer. The integers are -1, 0, etc. Right? So the greatest integer is 0. So hence I can say this is 0. So our answer is 8 by 3 is the right answer. Understood. So this is an easy one. The solvable. Very good, JWL. Right. Solvable, easy one. So I think this can be answered. The answer is 3. C. Yeah. What about this one? So again, logarithmic is that came into your mind. Once again, Veena. So which one? See, this is the main part. Okay, the winner. Just understand this one. So what is the main part? The main part is understanding these expressions. Okay, like if you know the greatest integer, the definition, the quality of these definitions and all. So you can easily analyze. So x is tending to 2 plus. Okay, you are taking the values which is slightly greater than 2. So this 2 plus can be approximately like a 2.01 or anything slightly greater than 2. So if you take any value which is slightly greater than 2, that is 2 plus, the greatest integer of that 2 plus, okay, the greatest integer of that 2 plus is actually like how much? It is actually 2 only. So this is 2. Okay, so hence I'll get 8. So this is 2 only. So 2 cube I'll get 2 cube by 3, hence I'll get 8 by 3 as an answer. So now the next part, that is x by 3 is there, right? The x by 3 and then the greatest integer. So what is x? X is approximately 2 and 3 is there. So by 3, right? So what is 2 by 3? The 2 by 3 value, it is less than 0 only, right? It is less than 1, greater than 0, positive. So I can take it as a 0.66 recurring number you'll get. But it is actually, we are certain 2 plus, slightly greater than that. So you can take that is slightly greater than 0.66. So in this, among the number line, in this number line, if you visualize, so the 0.66 is right actually here, isn't it? And you're taking the value slightly greater than that. Hence I'll write plus sign here. So what is the greatest integer of the 0.66? So minus 0.66 and the greatest integer, and then we are making a cube. So the greatest integer is actually the 0, and then if you are cubing it, again it becomes 0 only. So hence you are getting answer as 6 by 3 as an answer. All right, so that's the reason. Yes, okay, very good. Understood. Let's come to the see. This one I was showing. So we have an arithmetic progression, right? We have an arithmetic progression, and some of the when there's a logarithmic term as involved. Just imagine. So this is also an easy one only. Do you know the arithmetic progression property? The common difference should be same, isn't it? The common difference would be same. So we can start with by taking this the common difference. The middle number is there. There are 3 expressions, right? It is the same as saying like this. So A, B, C, if they are in AP. So what do you think? So what is the thing that will come to your mind? B has to be A plus C by 2, isn't it? B has to be A plus C by 2 because it's in AP, the arithmetic progression. The common difference is the same, isn't it? So that is B minus A has to be equal to C minus A. That is the reason we'll get. So the 2B is equal to A plus C. So this concept is enough. So like to solve this one. So here you can take 2 times of logarithm of 2x minus 5 to the base 3. Okay, this is a b. So I'm writing 2 times of b must be equal to a plus c. The a here is log 2 to the base 3 and b here is log 2 to the power x minus 7 by 2 to the base 3. So all of you understood this concept up to here? Yes. So the AP concept has been done. So now the rest is the logarithmic concept should apply. Okay, the logarithmic property and other things you need to apply to simplify, and then you can able to find the value of x. What you can do to apply the log here? Very simple. See, everything is in the base 3 only. So that makes our life easy. And there is a 2 here, right? That 2 can be taken inside and we can write this one as. So log 2x minus 5, the entire expression. So that 2 I can write it as whole square, isn't it? To the base 3. And then, so this is again by the property I can say. Product I can make, right? So log 2 times of 2x minus 7 by 2. Did you understand up to here? Now, so this log a is equal to log b. The properties. So I applied some of the properties, like these are the properties I applied here. The one property is log, if it is a m here, and if it is n here, and some base b. In this case, we can say as a log, or let's say there is an n here and there is m here. Okay. So log m to the, so this one will write in the numerator, in the power as a power. So log m to the base b, right? Multiplied if it is by n, so we can write it as log m to the power n to the base b. So like this also we can. This is one of the property I have. Other one I applied here is if it is a something like log a plus log b, or I can say that log m plus log n to the same base. So then I can say the property, right? So log m into n to this base. So these two I applied. Understood? So now what is there in that? The rest is a simplification I told. So x minus 5 whole square is there. So this is equal to 2 times of 2x minus 7 by 2. That's all. So we are done. So like a square on, there's a square here. Make it a square. So 2 to the power 2x minus plus, you can write 25 minus, you can say 5 to the 10 into 2 to the power x. So this must be equal to 2 into 2 power x minus 7. Isn't it? So what is this? So this looks like a quadratic equation or not? 2 to the power x whole square. So minus 10, and we can write this one as minus 12. 2 to the power x minus, again it becomes plus 32 is equal to 0. So what is the answer now? So we solved it. It's a quadratic equation. So 2 to the power x. What is a quadratic equation? So this 32 can be split into like 8 4s are 32, right? So 8 and 4. So we can take 4 here and one other one as 8. So 2 power. So we got 2 power x is equal to 4 and other one as 2 power x is equal to 8. So from this, what is the next value? X value will get two values, that is x is equal to 2 and x is equal to 3. So now which of the following is right? We need to verify, right? Because we have two options, both options are here. Options C says x is equal to 2. Option B D says x is equal to 3. And the other options are not correct. Yeah. So this is the value. So now we need to verify considering one by one. See, when x is equal to 2, if you take, so is all the logarithmic has been defined or not? So there is one logarithmic here. So log 2 square minus 5. So which is nothing but log minus 1. So it's not defined, right? So this expression is not defined. So log 2 square minus 1 is not defined. So hence this cannot be the answer. That x is equal to 2 cannot be the answer. Then it has to be just x is equal to 3. And it satisfies everything. So option D is the right answer. Did all of you understood? See, even this is also not something very big, like a not solvable thing and all. It can be done in just in one go only. In your one reading, you don't have to come back and solve it because it's understood easy one. Yes, very good. What about this one? Who can tell the answer? Hmm. So now this is something again an algebraic based, but there's an involvement of inverse trigonometry, right? So there's an involvement of inverse trigonometry, but again it's a quad. See now the previous question and this question has something similarity. So there's a 9 here and there is a 3 here. It looks like, so this is 3 square. So 3 squared cos inverse of x minus 2 into 3 cos inverse of x plus 1 is equal to 0. See, this is something correlated. We can correlate with the previous one. This is a quadratic equation. Again, we got quadratic equation. So what is this? So 3 to the power cos inverse of x minus 1 whole square, isn't it? So then only we'll get this expression. That is a square minus 2ab plus b square is equal to 0. Correct. So from this we can say that. So 3 to the power cos inverse of x has to be 1. Where do you think 1 will be? The cube root. Why there is a cube root? So this 1 will get when 3 to the power 0 if you take. Isn't it? That 1, we can take it as 3 power 0 1. So now the base and power can be equated easily. So you'll get an answer in a very easy way. So you'll get cos inverse of x has to be 0. So then x is equal to the cos 0. So what is cos 0? Very good, 1. So this is a very easy one. So when you are solving it, you should not take much more than 30 seconds. So now as I'm writing and explaining, so I took some 1 minute, right? Option B is the right answer here. So option B. So this is an easy solvable one. Correct. Let's see. So now let's review what are the things that we did. So we did some 10 questions as of now. How much time we took? So we started at 5. So now it is like a 6 o'clock. So I explained. So that's the reason I took almost 1 hour, right? But when you are solving, I think you should take less than that. See, we did a sets relation and function. This question has been done easily. Second one, the trigonometry has been done easily. The inequality also we solved it, which has a logarithmic one. The straight line, even this has been done. The complex number, I think we skipped some of the things, right? What is that? This complex number has been solved, but we skipped this permutation combination. So limits done, fundamentals this done. So I think these two we have skipped it, isn't it? The permutation combination, that one, like which has a sigma, isn't it? The summation one. So these two we skipped it. See, in just when you are attempting also, for example, if you have wasted some time on these two questions itself, then you may not have actually solved it. These three questions, which are easy one, the next three, which are easy one, you might have skipped it, isn't it? Because there was a time limit, and you'll be stuck in these two questions only, isn't it? So we skipped here, and later we can solve it when there is a in your actual examination. If there's a time limit, you can come back and then solve. So do not stick to it, okay, and do not get emotionally attached to that question. I have spent my plenty of questions, plenty of time in understanding this permutation combination, so I have to solve it. So I have an ego here, so that's why. So you sit and solve it. but the time is a matter thing. So that's why a smarter way is to skip and come back later. All right, next let's move to the next 10 questions, and let's review what are the things that are there in the examination. Out of 10, we solved 8, isn't it? So we are already in the, like, if you all are right, 100% accuracy. So like we got 32 marks here itself in this mathematics in the just 10 questions out of that. Let's go for the other 10 questions and let's see what other things are there. What about this one? The inverse function. The inverse. Do you know any idea about this inverse? How to solve, how to find the inverse of this? Any simple expression. And this is a given function, is it? In a very easily. It's a 3x minus y. So just by looking at that expression, you can able to solve. That's a very easy one. It should not take very much time, right? So 3y is equal to 3x minus 5. So just interchange x and y. What you will get? X is equal to y plus 5 by 3. And this is f inverse of y is equal to y plus 5 by 3. And write in terms of x, and you'll write it as f inverse of x as x plus 5 by 3. So we are done. So so when you practiced it, you do not require to solve all of this. Just by looking at an option, you can mark it. So this is a very easy question. The answer to it is option B, isn't it? No need to skip. Understood? This one very easy question. We got answer as option B. So just in very less time we got it. What about this one, integration? How many of you like the integration one? The indefinite integration. How many of you like the integration and sit here to solve it? Is it an easy one? Is it solvable? There is a 6 and our terms are there. Maybe. Even I'm not sure. Isn't it? Some of the things I think you got quite familiar after practicing a lot of questions. This can be simplified. Okay. And even there's a tan function and there is secant. So from here you can get an idea that so these two somewhere related. We can simplify. So some confidence that you'll get. This can be done, but do not do in the first attempt itself, because this integration definitely will be a lengthy one. So almost all the integration questions, not only definite, indefinite. So this calculus one requires some time to solve. You can come back and then later try. So first solve all the algebra and some of the geometrical parts, trigonometry. So these questions you keep that in the first attempt. And calculus, when it comes to calculus, or take the differentiation, limits, differentiation, continuity. So these things can be solved in the very first attempt only. Like when the one go, when they go in a flow. And some of the things like integration, area, right? You can always keep that in the second one. After going the one flow and then come back and then go with the integration one. All right. So do not waste time here. Okay. So as of now, let's keep one. We can come back later. Okay. Let's keep and we can come back. What about this one? What about this one? Indefinite. This is the definite one. So we indefinite, we just skipped it. What about this? Can you able to solve it? Can you able to apply some of the properties or without applying property? Didn't get the answer. So this winner. So like I think you tried it, right? In the examination also you tried it. So did you got the answer? Not didn't get. So what about here? So it means do you need to try this? This is not a very, it looks a very simple question. One by the in the expression is in the denominator. So that's why it might make it difficult. And in most of the questions actually you can apply some of the properties of the definite integration properties, and then you can try. But since if you do not have any confidence in this such type of things, but you learned it, but you do not want to waste time here, what you can do, you can skip this question also. We skipped, so totally 4, right? So we skip the totally 4. I'll tell you how we can solve these such questions. We need to choose questions smartly here. Okay. Yes. So totally the five, like two questions in the beginning and two questions now. So totally four questions as we have skipped out of 25. So we are targeting 21 questions. Let's keep in mind. What about this one? See, it's a single line question, right? This is a very single line expression. I need to differentiate. Like, see, integration maybe it requires a skill set to solve it. What about differentiation? Differentiation you can do for any expression, right? For the differentiation, whatever the how much of a difficulty they give, it can be differentiated, right? So there's a differential equation. If you differentiate very easily, you can do it. So it will not take very much time, right? So like a cos x ka differentiation is minus sin x. We can take negative sign, and this is a plus cos x. You got, since it has a two constants here, two independent constants. So that will tell you to differentiate two times, not just in one time. So differentiate twice, you'll get minus a, and here you have cos x, and this is minus b sin x. You got, right? So like this is an expression, and this is nothing but y. So this is nothing but y minus y. So now you got the final answer, right? So d square y by dx square plus y is equal to 0. So plus y is equal to, so what is it? What is it? Which of the following is right? So like see, in just 30 seconds we solved this one. So we got option A as the right answer, isn't it? We got option A as the right answer. See, now there is a actually the previous two questions which were the integration one. Okay, let's assume you tried it, like you did not get it, you did not get the answer. So what happens? Like you'll develop a low confidence there. Okay, that low confidence will hurt some of the other questions also. So that's the reason the some of the things which are find it very difficult for you can be skipped in the first attempt and then later can come. All right. So this will boost the confidence. Some of the easy questions will get in just one or two steps. No? So that will boost the confidence and that will help in solving the difficult level questions also. Hmm. What about this? Out of 15 questions, so we have solved 11 one easily, right? So 11 questions has been done easily. What about this? 10 questions has been done. So this we are in the 11th one. This is geometrically, right? Vectors, this is, so we easily done, easily can be done. Vectors means it's an easy one only. The vectors chapter itself is easy. Half, we get half. Like, see, first you should know the concept of the centroid, right? Like given the P be the centroid of the triangle. So like if there is a triangle, okay, the triangle ABC, and we can take one of the vector as A. Suppose this is A. So let's write this one as an AB vector. Other one there is a vector B. So there let's call that as a AC vector. Right. Now there is a centroid. So centroid will lie right here, right? The centroid is P. So what is the expression? What is the vector that you can tell for the centroid? Suppose O is the reference point that you are taking. This OP vector, right? It's a centroid. What you can say? So it has to be OA vector plus OB vector plus OC vector. So divided by 3. So that's what you do, right? In the geometry also, what you do? So x plus y plus z by 3, comma. Oh, sorry, this is in the vector what you do, like x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3, comma y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3, and so on, like that only you do, right? Here also, you can apply the same logic. So this is the logic behind. Okay, this is the centroid concept. So like if you know this one, like it's done, like all the things can be solved easily. So that the vector A, so this vector A has been given as AB vector, right? So this is an AB vector. What is an AB vector? So that is nothing but if you take the O as a reference, OB minus OA vector. Correct. That is an B vector. Like that, you can write the B vector also. B vector is nothing but AC vector. So that is nothing but AC OC vector minus OA vector. All right. So we need these concepts on. So the three vectors what I wrote. So we need all these concepts. For what? We need to find a bisector AP vector. So this vector need to be found. AP vector need to be found here. How do we write this AP vector? That is nothing but OP vector minus OA vector. Correct or not? OP minus OA. So what is this OP actually? So this OP, we can try substitute here itself. OP is nothing but OA vector, so minus plus OB vector plus OC vector. Correct. So minus divided by 3 minus OA vector. We can take that one as an LCM. Minus 3 times of OA vector whole divided by 3. Yes, right. So we did. So like we got our answers here. So as a AP vector, so we have, what are the things we got? So we got OB vector here, and we got OC vector, and minus OA 2 times of OA vector divided by 3. So this is the thing that we got, isn't it? OB plus OC, and OA minus 3, we'll get 2 here. All of you understood? So now you need to substitute here, right? So we can make use of these two concepts. Just if you add these two, what you'll get, isn't it? Like if you add these two, OB vector plus OC vector minus 2A vector. So that's what it is actually present here itself. OB vector plus OC vector minus 2A vector. So this is nothing but vector A plus vector B. So divided by 3. Isn't it correct? You do not get half here. So you get 1/3. So 1/3 means option C. So this is the thing that you get. Isn't correct? All of you understood? No? So that was a solvable one. So we solved 11 questions here, 11 easy questions easily. So without making any much thing. So O is the reference point. Okay, O is the position vector from the, so all the things that I wrote, everything O. So somewhere you can mark this as a O. So this is an OA vector and this is an OB vector like this. And next to this one will be the OC vector. So O is the position. So the everything, so whatever the thing that I have written O is a position vector. Okay. So OP means, so this is the vector. There is a position O and this is the OP vector. Yes, based on that I answered. So what about this question? See here, read this question. Like, do you get any idea? We can solve it here. Otherwise, we can skip and we can come back to it later. So we have a few more questions to go. Try these questions. A line makes some angle theta. So with each of the x-axis and y-axis. Okay. So here, with x-axis it makes an angle theta, and with z-axis also it makes an angle theta. So that one you can keep in mind. So the theta is with x-axis and as well as in z-axis. And there is an angle beta with which it makes angle with y-axis. All right. So there's a 3D geometry you can remember. So and if there is a line, okay. So if there is one, if I draw some line here. So what does it say? So with x-axis it makes an angle theta. With z-axis also it makes an angle theta. But with y-axis it makes an angle beta. Okay. So like that the line is, and in such a way the sine square beta plus 2 sine square theta, and what is this 2 cos square theta? That's what they're asking. Like forget about the given condition. So like what do you understand from here? If there is an there is an some 3D geometry like this. Okay, with an angles they are given. The 3 angles has been given. So what you can feel? Can we say like they what they given here is alpha, beta, gamma has been given here, isn't it? The alpha that they given is actually theta. The gamma is actually given as theta, and the beta is actually the given as beta itself. The 3D, if you can remember the 3D geometry. So alpha, beta, gamma are the three cosines, right? So what do you call the cosines? The property is also there. Cos square alpha plus cos square beta. So what do you call this one? Plus cos square gamma. So what happens to this summation? Cos square alpha plus cos square beta plus cos square gamma. What happens to that summation? This is one, right? Correct now. So this is one. So this is a 3D geometry concept. If you know this concept, so this can be answered in a very easy way. So like if you are not understood this direction cosines, direction ratios and all, it's just difficult. So this much is enough to solve this. What is alpha? So alpha is actually theta. So cos square theta. What is beta? So that is beta itself. So what is gamma? Gamma is cos square theta. So this is equal to 1. So what is this? So this is nothing but 2 cos square theta plus cos square beta is equal to 1. And we got our answer. Like we got one equation here. 2 cos square theta is nothing but 1 minus cos square beta. That is sine square beta we can call, right? So we got some expression related to it. Now you see the question. The question says the sine square beta is equal to 3 sine square theta, isn't it? So we can make use of these two relations. We can make use of these two relations and we'll get an answer here. So what is the answer? So it can be done, right? So we have 2 cos square theta. As what is the sine square beta is nothing but 3 sine square theta. That is an expression. So now you know that. So this is a tan square theta, or it can be simplified since we need a cos square theta here. 2 cos square theta is equal to 3 times of 1 minus sine square theta. So from here, so we'll get cos square theta as we have a 3 here and we have 5. Understood? So like this, you can solve it in easy way. So this is also a solvable one. So it does not take much time. So option C is the right answer. All of you understood? Let's go to the next one. So next 10 sets will another 3 questions will solve here. What about this? In the binomial probability distribution, the mean is 3, the standard deviation is 3 by 2. So what is the value of P? So it requires just 2 formula to solve it. So do you know the binomial distribution probability theorem? Anybody? So it just requires 2 formula to solve. So that is what is that? Mean. So mean is given by. So the n is the number of trials. Okay, the number of the trials that it can undergoes, and P is the probability. Or you can say the probability of success. Okay. So what is n? So n is the number of trials. And so P is nothing but the probability of success. So this is the expression. That's what this how the mean has been given. So mean is nothing but n into p. Very simple one, isn't it? And there is a standard deviation, and the standard deviation sigma is given by square root of n times probability of success into probability of failure. The probability of failure can be written as 1 minus p in a very simple way. It is actually 1 minus p. All right. So they are given. So this the mean is equal to 3. The standard deviation is 3 by 2. So now how easy it is to solve this two easy. These two equations will get an answer, isn't it? So just a square, take a square, or you can just simplify. You'll get an answer in a very easy. We'll get what is p. So the p is given by 3 times of 1 minus p is equal to 9 by 4, isn't it? So this 3 is so we'll get p is equal to, so 1 minus 3 by 4, which is nothing but 1 by 4. So this is our answer. This is a very easy question, but some of the students might have forgotten what is this mean and standard deviation, the formula, isn't it? So just to revise this one, I think this is also an easy one. Get option A. So this is the right answer. All of you understood this question. Let's come to this matrix and determinants. We were waiting for this type. Who can answer this one? Is it solvable or not? Or do you like this matrix and determinants chapter? So they're asking find the value of the determinant. So actually the value of the determinant can be found like not by directly expanding it. So they try to use the properties here because the property usages should be used in order to save the time and to save the steps here. Okay. And they're given this alpha, beta, gamma are the roots of the some of the cubic equation they're given. So if whenever you come across that, you know that the sum of the roots alpha plus beta plus gamma is given by minus q by p, isn't it? The sum of the roots and the sum of product of two roots, alpha plus beta. So beta plus gamma and alpha into gamma. That is given by the next one. The next term is missing here. That is actually the term given as px cube plus qx square plus 0x plus r is equal to 0. Like that the term is. So that is a 0 1. So 0 by p. So you get an answer as 0. So next is the product of all the roots alpha, beta, gamma is given by again minus r by p. Alternate plus minus, you can keep that in mind. So like this. So these are the things you should know. So this can be used in here in to find the value of the determinant. So just what you can do, see, if you observe here, so alpha beta is there, beta gamma, gamma alpha. We can add these two, right? We can add all of the three here. So we can add all the three. So we'll get all the three column alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha. And the other one can be written as it is. So like here also you come to know that. So beta gamma plus gamma alpha and plus alpha beta. All these expressions, what did you observe here? So what is the answer? Directly you can tell the answer here without solving anything. No need to write all of this also. We just got this plus sign and you know that this is a 0. So since all these expressions are 0, if any one row or one column is 0, the entire thing is 0. So hence the determinant is 0 here. The moment you come across such things, you can mark directly as a 0. Even this will not take much time to solve. Easily you can solve it, isn't it? So all these 18 questions, this is the answer as 0 we'll get an answer. Correct, Vijay? We'll go to the next question, 19. So another 2 questions we'll solve and we can review what we have discussed in today's class. What about this? Is it solvable or not? So it's a application of derivative concept has been involved because there's a in decreasing, increasing terms has been written. The ordinate means y. So y is decreasing at a rate of 2 centimeter per second. What does it mean? Ordinate dy by dt, you should take the time as a 2 centimeter per second. That is 2. So what is the rate of change of abscissa? We need to find dx by dt is how much we need to find when the ordinate is y. So when ordinate, that is y is equal to 3. So when y is equal to 3, we can able to find what is x also easily. Right. So this implies x is nothing but square root of 25 minus 9. We'll get how much? 4. That you can keep in mind. These are the things that will come to know. So like differentiation is there. So what we can do? We can do differentiation easily. Solvable or not, differentiate. So differentiate the given equation, you get 2x into dx by dt plus 2y into dy by dt. So here the sum of the students will write here as a 25 without differentiating, like a blindly in a hurry, but that's not right, right? So this is how much? This is 0 because the differentiation of 25, the constant is 0. So just keep that in mind. Okay, so now we got an answer here. This 2 you can cancel it out. X how much, y how much, z how much. Just find what is dx by dt. So dx by dt is given by how much? Right? So y, what is y? Y is 3 at a rate 2 and x is 4. So minus 3 by 2 you'll get. Okay. So minus 3 by 2 is the differentiation one, and you can say that. So this is in a decreasing way. Or you can take the minus sign here itself and make it a plus sign here. So you can say this is an answer as 3 by 2. You understand? Even this question is actually a solvable one. Very nicely, easily you can solve it. So it will not take any time. So even this question is solvable. In today's class, let's solve this last question of the day. So in 2 minutes, now tell me whether it is solvable or not. Otherwise, we can skip. Do you like a cot inverse trigonometry? And there is a differentiation involved, and there is an x to the power x format differentiation is there. Is it solvable? Solvable, very good, Vijay. So this can be solved. Okay, so this can be solved. So before differentiating, let's simplify, right? So we can take this one as y is equal to f of x. Okay, so that we can write this one as cot y on one side. On other side, there is an x to the power x minus x to the power minus x. And divided by 2 is, we can write this 2 on the other side. So now f dash is nothing but the differentiation dy by dx, isn't it? But before differentiating, you should know the differentiation of x to the power x, and you should know the differentiation of x to the power minus x. Do you know the differentiation of these two terms? What is the differentiation of x power x? See, again, no need to simplify because this by this time you should have learned this one in a easily, isn't it? So this is nothing but x to the power x into 1 plus log x. Isn't it correct? And then you should also know the differentiation of x to the power minus x. I think this minus sign minus can be can be analyzed easily. Here also you'll get it as minus e power x to the power x into 1 plus log x term will be there here also. Okay, so these two things you should know. So now you can go for differentiating. Differentiating the terms you'll get 2 cot x differentiation is minus cosecant square y into dy by dx. So this is the thing that we should find. And x to the power x and x to the power minus x, you know the expression, isn't it? So this is the expression, x to the power x into 1 plus log x minus, so minus of minus it becomes plus x to the power minus x into 1 plus log x. Like now what we should do, we should substitute x is equal to 1 in this expression and find out what is the answer. Okay, find out what is the answer. So dy by dx, you'll get answer as, so 1 into 1 plus 0. So plus 1 into, so you get 1 plus 0 divided by minus 2 cosecant square y, isn't it? Minus 2 cosecant square y. So what is the cosecant square y value when x is equal to 1? What is y? That can be visualized, right? So y is nothing but cot inverse of 1 minus 1 divided by 2. So cot inverse 0. So what is the cot inverse 0 value? The cot inverse 0. The cot inverse 0 is actually pi by 2, isn't it? We'll get the answer as pi by 2. So what is pi by 2? Need to substitute here. So we have a 2 isn't it? So we have 2, so divided by minus 2, and the cosecant pi by 2 is actually 1. So we'll get minus 1 as an answer. Correct? So we'll get minus 1 as an answer. So we solved 20 questions here, which we actually see in the 20 questions. And how many questions we solved it? So this is the review, right? See. So again, the next the set of things, if you consider 61 to 70, like, so what are the things that we skipped it? So we skipped the integration and the other two, right? And we solved all the other things. All the other things were possible. So now you can tell the review here. So what actually has been done? Only the next 5 questions are there. Out of these 20 questions, only the 4 questions has been skipped. So the 16 questions we solved it, isn't it? The 16 questions are solvable, and the 4 questions we skipped it. Even we did not say that the skipped questions are unsolvable. We just skipped it just by because it will take some time. But we can come back later and we can solve it. So now, by solving these 20 questions, so now you know that the 16 questions, the marks, if you multiply with 4, your marks is actually the 64 marks you got here itself. The 16 questions which are solvable, and you are already in the 64 marks ahead, isn't it? 64 marks in the mathematics only. What about physics? What about chemistry? If you add all of them, another 3. Like if you do in the same fashion, you'll cross more than 150, isn't it? You cross more than 150, 180 you'll cross again. Like nearly 200 you can go. And still another 5 more questions are there which we did not see. We'll see in the next class that one also. Along with that, we can do this 4 skipped questions also we can solve it, and plus 5 questions, and the 9 questions are left out. See, this is how you need to choose the questions within the difficulty level and on the solvable one. So then only you can able to solve it, and then only you can able to, you know, achieve the score marks. Otherwise, you'll be end up getting, like you'll be trying these questions and you'll forget, or you just skip the other easy questions which are solvable. Okay, so let's keep that in mind, and the next test, try to use these methods only. So, yeah, solve all the easy questions first, and then we can come back later. Okay, in the next class, if Wednesday does not take class, if Wednesday is not absent, so then I'll be taking the 4 questions and then other 9 questions, and I'll be telling you how we can solve it and which question need to be skipped. Okay, okay then. So that's all for today's class. and we'll solve the other 4 questions which are numerically based on the 5 questions, and the 4 skipped questions can be done. All right. So we can close this class today. Okay then. So bye. Thank you everyone. Bye bye.